Whether you are a Baylor fan, a BYU fan, or you love the UCF Knights, USA Today is urging Missouri and Oklahoma back to the Big 12 Conference, and that could change the face of this league. This is a Locked On Big 12, Locked On Baylor crossover.
You are Locked On Big 12, your daily podcast on the Big 12 Conference. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to a Locked On Big 12, Locked On Baylor crossover. I'm Drake Toll from America's #1 Big 12 podcast, Locked On Big 12. Thank you for making this show your first listen every single day, or you're listening to that guy, Cameron Stewart of Locked On Baylor.
If
USA.
I stand just this far away with this smile, you can't tell how bad my teeth are.
No, your teeth look fine.
I know, man.
It's
and I have a hat on.
It's because your height. Your height is what ruins it. The teeth are fine. It's the height that just doesn't.
The height on the screen, I could fix that.
Yeah, probably. That's not going to be worth it, though, because in real life, it's just jarring. Congratulations to the United States of America. Hockey, which we all love, one day a year, one day every 4 years, and the United States.
How can this happen? How can this build momentum for Oklahoma State athletics? I'll hang up and listen.
It's got to be super tough for your #1 sport that your country is predicated on to just lose to that. Losing that to the United States, where no child has access to hockey, where like it's impossible to play.
Once would be tough.
So bad.
Oh, twice though.
We'll start Missouri and Oklahoma to the Big 12. Back to the Big 12. Actually, it's USA Today that is pushing that propaganda that might be real. Then basketball this weekend. Holy Kansas. Whoa. BYU, the Baylor Bears, TCU in the NCAA tournament alongside UCF. Possibly we'll get to all of that. And then finally, we'll end today's show with local terrorist Darren Peterson, who is burning down orphanages across the Sunflower State. Dig Vitale says
it's not awesome, baby.
Cut him from the team.
It's destructive, baby, with a capital D.
Have some pretty serious thoughts on that Darren Peterson situation. If you hit subscribe, we get to keep our jobs. This is crazy, actually. My boss sent me this link and said, hey, you need to cover this. It is literally Nebraska and Oklahoma back to the Big 12. You need to be on top of this. It's like, oh, that's probably, some clickbait. He said, nope, it's USA Today. It's USA Today that has put together an entire memoir on how to revive college athletics. Blake Topmeyer says this is it. Shrink the SEC and put the Big 12 back together. It's time for Nebraska and Oklahoma to rejoin that conference, to restore OU, Nebraska, Colorado, Nebraska, Kansas, Missouri. Bring Missouri into the fold like this as well. Those three schools should be Big 12 programs. And look, Cam, Nebraska has sucked since they left the Big 12 conference. Missouri had years under Gary Pinkel that no one remembers, where they went to the SEC championship. How has it paid off? How has it paid off? In the, we have more money. You don't care. Missouri is an afterthought in college athletics. And OU, aside from a really easy schedule in 2026, has just been not great their last couple of years in the Big 12 and into the SEC. And, oh, by the way, if I might, the top two teams, maybe the last 2 years, Texas or Oklahoma in the SEC, are Big 12 teams, Big 12 rosters. So this league's not a bad place to come back to. And another note, you add them, you add more TV revenue. It would make a ton of sense for OU, Missouri, for Nebraska to just say, you know what, you're right. This was kind of a failure. We're coming back.
And what's interesting about this is even though we're still at the peak of conference expansion, super conferences, all that stuff with the SEC and the Big Ten, is I think what we've learned over the 2 years, the 12-team college football playoff, is you don't have to be from those two conferences to be successful. Certainly not the SEC, right? The two champions have been Big Ten schools, all right? And it's been three different schools for the Big Ten. Like everything is up in the Big Ten. But when you look at the finalists both years, you could make arguments that neither one of those teams should have been in the college football playoff. In Notre Dame last year, Miami this year, and neither one of them come from the Big Ten or the SEC. And Miami did not even play in their conference championship game. So what we've already done is kind of debunked that, okay? You don't need to be in one of these two conferences to play for the biggest prize in college football or to make the Final Four in college football. When we play it out like something that resembles a tournament, you don't have to be from those conferences. We've already kind of debunked that. The other thing is when you're looking at just getting into the college football playoff, you and I have been saying this for years. The thing that ESPN and the decision makers like more than you being from the SEC is you being an alpha.
Ooh.
Like they see Miami as an alpha. Big brand, great roster, great quarterback, great coach. So they don't really care that Miami's not in the conference championship game. They chalk it up to the ACC not being able to get out of their own way. Like, you don't think they would do that for Oklahoma in the Big 12? Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Oklahoma get in all the time. All the time. There would be years like this Miami team where Oklahoma would not get in the conference championship and they would make the playoff. I don't know how often that's going to happen in the SEC. Now, the irony is, of course, that did happen this year, right? But this is like a golden ticket if you're Oklahoma. You're probably going to win a lot like you did the last time in the Big 12, but you can be an alpha in your conference, and that helps the rest of your conference as well. There is no one who seriously followed college football this year that is going to say that the ACC is better than the Big 12. And yet, they had the same number of college football playoff teams.
Yeah, there is.
For Nebraska, it's a no-brainer.
The ACC was almost held out altogether. I think for Missouri and Nebraska, it's a no-brainer. Oh, you went from being 6-6, 7-5 in the SEC to being 8-4. 9-3 in the Big 12, at least you have a better shot every few years to make the college football playoff. And for Oklahoma, you were already dominating. I'm not gonna, I won't take that. I won't take it away from you. Oklahoma was already a really good Big 12 team. And so you know what, Cam? There are, I'll say it, idiots. Strong word, my bad. Whoa. There are idiots who are fans of Missouri or Oklahoma or
especially
Nebraska that are hearing this like, oh yeah, well, it's backhanded if you think that our teams suck, but we would come to the Big 12 and we would win. That just means the Big 12 is bad. No. What I'm saying is not necessarily that, Oklahoma's so good they're going to dominate the Big 12. But they did. Happy to admit that. But your fan experience got a whole lot worse when you wanted more money, and in exchange for more money for your school, that, by the way, Jim from Ada, Oklahoma, Dan from Omaha, Nebraska, you haven't seen a dime of that. All you've gotten is divorced, laid off, one of your kids went rogue and won't talk to you, and now your favorite team can't win a football game, but they got a new hot tub at the facility because they're getting more money in the SEC.
His mother poisoned his mind. She's brainwashing him.
And that's what you got. You were so excited to go to the SEC. Now you're losing more. And yeah, the university president got a $300,000 raise. Did you? No. You haven't seen anything but a worse viewing experience. The Big 12 is a way better spot for these schools.
And like we said that from day one. Like for experience, like I couldn't believe it. Like day one, these OU and Texas fans pounded their chest of like, yeah, we're SEC. It's like, what does that do for you, brother? Like, sister, what does that do for you? Okay. You think you're going to get more night games? You don't. Like, you don't. The money doesn't trickle down to you at all. And so like just pitching this to Oklahoma and Nebraska and Missouri to a smaller extent. Hey, you guys can come in here. Not going to win it every year, although Oklahoma might. But you can be the quote-unquote big dogs you think you are.
Yeah.
And you can play each other. Man, like you want to put up and say that, the Big 12 is the minor leagues. Come back and see if you can win it. Like let's put up or shut up. You do have Nebraska, like you have the money to be a big time force in this conference. You do. Like your resources are up there with BYU's and to even bigger Texas Tech. You're probably not quite there, but you've got some pretty big resources and a pretty good NIL collective at Nebraska. Let's come down and see if that happens. It's better for everybody. Like I think we are going to look back on this in 2 or 3 years, if we're not saying it already, which we already kind of said at the beginning of the segment. We're going to look back on this if this college football playoff continues at 12 or 16 and we keep seeing these non-SEC Big Ten teams in the Final Four, that there are going to be schools saying, is this worth it for us? Just go down to the Big 12 and win 11 games and make the college football playoff, win 10 games, make the college football playoff. And for those of us that are already here in the conference, it lifts all boats, man.
Yep.
It lifts all of us. The playoff committee likes that Oklahoma is in your conference. If you beat them or not, if you're better than them or not, if they suck, like they just like that Oklahoma's in your conference.
Brand, TV views. And also, you can say you're going to win 10 games here, and then Nebraska could show up tomorrow and go 7-5. Probably would.
Yeah.
5. Coming up,
they
basketball.
Ranked teams. That's bad, Matt.
Nebraska would certainly not win at basketball. They're in that joke of a conference, the Big Ten this year, and think that they're the best team in America. Hoops in the Big 12 this weekend. Kansas, what are you doing? Fire Darren Peterson. This is Locked On Big 12, Locked On Baylor. Oh, today's show is brought to you by Indeed Sponsored Jobs. Indeed Sponsored Jobs is exactly where I go when the pressure is on and I need to hire an intern for Locked On Big 12. In the minute that I've been talking to you, companies like yours made 27 hires on Indeed, according to Indeed data worldwide. Indeed Sponsored Jobs. Less stress, less time, more results. When you need the right person to cut through the chaos, this is the job for you. And it's a job for Indeed Sponsored Jobs. Right now, listeners to this show get $75 in sponsored job credit. Indeed.com/podcast. Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? That's a job for Indeed Sponsored Jobs. Indeed.com/podcast today. Everyday Air Club. You love our shows. You listen every day to Locked On Big 12 or Locked On Baylor. You should go to lockedonbig12.supercast.com, lockedonbaylor.supercast.com, and have ad-free shows every day. Exclusive perks for the everydayers. LockedOnBig12.supercast.com. Cameron Stewart of Locked On Baylor. Basketball this weekend. Awesome. Great. So good, man.
Best sport I watched this weekend, I'll tell you that.
I felt like Arizona and Houston, the marquee game, of course. BYU without Richie Saunders winning by double digits, playing a good first half, ? Against Iowa State. Texas Tech, no JT Toppin, scoring 100 points, blowing out Kansas State. The Baylor Bears winning a game. TCU and UCF being in the tournament, but past all that. Storyline number one. At Fog Allen Fieldhouse, 84-68. Cincinnati dominates Kansas down the stretch. Not going to save Wes Miller's job. Shouldn't. Bill Self said post-game that he had just lost to an NCAA tournament team. Wrong.
Incorrect.
No, not a real thing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go doomsday red button against Kansas. We'll talk Darren Peterson later. But this is also still really bad for the Jayhawks.
Hey, I want to take the focus 1 second on Cincinnati a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Because when I wake up in the morning on a game day, I say, Cincinnati's playing today.
Yep.
I go,
Super Bowl.
Kansas State, Baylor, we're good.
Yep.
Cincinnati's here.
They're playing.
Cincinnati, I have anointed this weekend the most frustrating team in the Big 12.
Okay.
Baylor and Kansas State, trust me, they've got their own issues, and they've got plenty. But the fact that Cincinnati can do something that nobody has done at Fog Allen in 50 years, they punked them, man. They crushed them down the stretch. And to know that everyone but Bill Self knows that they are not an NCAA tournament team is crazy. They have beaten Kansas on the road. They beat Iowa State at home. This is like in between protests. This is in between Wes Miller, like going up to the fans after the game, being like, I see that you're pissed. You should be pissed. We stink. Like, that's in the same season. That's in all in like a same month, man. And Kansas State takes the headlines, and then Baylor loses to Kansas State. There's all kinds of issues there. But if you're a Cincinnati fan, you're like, you gotta like grab the fat kid's face like in Billy Madison. Like, what is going on here? What is happening? Why can't we just turn this into a good basketball team? But Oof, my own Kansas. Where did that even come from?
Yeah, so can I this would
Yes,
never
you
have
can.
made sense in 2018. Okay? There was never a time in 2018 where a just okay, kind of hapless TCU would have gone on the road to Allen Fieldhouse and won. There
No
was
way.
not a time in 2016 where Bruce Weber and a decent Kansas State 7 seed went on the road and won at Fog Allen, or who was the guy at Oklahoma State that coached? He was bald, got kicked out of that one game. Shook's got Mike Boynton. There was never a 15-13 Mike Boynton team that walks into Allen Fieldhouse and wins.
There was never an 18-12 Baylor team that was a 6 seed in the tournament that went in there and won. Baylor,
Not in Lawrence.
As great as they've been for the better part of the last decade, they've won in Lawrence one time ever.
That was on CBS at noon, by the way.
That was awesome. They
That's
ended the
pretty
game
cool.
on a 12-0 run. It was
Pretty
so
cool.
awesome. 2020.
Do you want to speaking of runs here?
I've got him today for sure. I definitely had him watching that 3-on-3 overtime.
Oh, mama, don't you cry. Yeah.
Is USA Hockey do or die?
USA Hockey's do or die. West Virginia falls apart.
Put it in the glass.
17-5 run. Late in the game for TCU. They could be an NCAA tournament team. West Virginia. That was kind of whoever wins this game, in my opinion, goes to the tourney. We still have plenty to play, time to play here, but that's what it felt like in my brain. UCF should squarely be in the tournament. Baylor's got still a ton of work to do. You probably have to win.
Is West Virginia the 4th team on the Mount Rushmore of frustrating Big 12 teams?
God, man, maybe but every year, dude, their last few seasons have been just borderline bubble, frustrating bubble.
I'll throw them a bone. Like, right, it's an entirely new roster and a new coach.
When Baylor was good, like they would go play those teams in West Virginia on the road and shoot 55 combined free throws, and it was just gross.
Yeah.
They love to muck it up. Under Huggins, they did it. Under whoever the guy was last year, they did it. Like that's what they're doing, man. Again, aforementioned Texas Tech dominating win. I think the Colorado Oklahoma State game's an afterthought just because both of those teams will have no bearing on the postseason. Arizona, Houston. Either Kansas will lose back-to-back games at Allen or Houston will lose 3 straight games.
Yeah. Whew. Something's got to give. Can they
Neither of those can happen. Neither of those can happen.
Oof.
Man.
And all of a sudden, the Big 12, we have questions. If this was happening in football, there would be all these think pieces about how the Big 12 can't have more than one team in the CFP.
Right.
After this. That's why I love basketball.
Whereas over across the country, BYU and Iowa State play, and your favorite, Robert Wright III,
my guy,
played 40 minutes, scored 6 points, and had 4 assists, but played 40 minutes and actually is good at defense, did pretty well on defense. Only took 8 shots in his 40 minutes. And then AJ DeBonsa.
Talk about my guy.
40 minutes. Also, I'm going to bury the AJ DeBonsa for a bit because we'll talk a lot about him during the Darren Peterson conversation. But BYU just knocked off what I think to be, I'm going to say it's controversial for sure, but I think Iowa State, I have them right now going the furthest in March Madness. Arizona's young. They're the best team on their best day in the Big 12. The best team on the best day in the Big 12, okay? Mm-hmm. Tournament format, March, I want Taman Lipsy, Milan Momcilovic. I want Joshua Jefferson as a complement to that and experience.
I think Iowa State might have the best 3rd and 4th options.
Okay, so past the big, because everybody's got a big 3.
I struggle with Iowa State because every time I think they're going to make a deep run, they don't. Right? Yeah. And you know, I mean, if we're talking deep runs, it's been a long time since they made a deep run. And they something happens and they're out in the round of 32 or in the Sweet 16. But I'm kind of with you on that point though. I think if Kansas can figure out the Darren Peterson situation, which again, we'll talk about in a minute, they are that good, but they clearly have not figured that out, and it is late February. So, we're running out of time. Tech would have been the other team, and obviously not anymore.
Houston, Uzan.
I like
Sharp.
Houston a lot.
Yeah,
I do like Houston.
Flemings.
If I had to put money down on it, I'd probably have Iowa State going farther.
I do too. That's what I'm saying. So I think they're just the experience, the age. Iowa State, Houston was there last year,
like
so I've confidence. They're two Final Four teams. Houston and Iowa State are my top two in the Big 12. But BYU without Richie Saunders,
no man,
just won by 10 against one of my favorite teams in the Big 12.
I know. I'm still kind of selling, but
that's
like
crazy. I sold last week. The second I'm out on BYU, and now they're like, oh, by the way, AJ DeBonce is the best player in college basketball. Oh, I forgot about that. Oops.
Where's Baylor factor into this?
My bad.
Can they go the furthest in the crown?
Yep, they can go the furthest in the CBI. That's what that is.
Does that still exist, or is that become the crown?
I don't know.
Can we get some fact checkers on? This is why we need the intern.
Coming up, Darren Peterson. Screw you. Sorry, that's harsh. Don't actually screw him. But bad situation. Locked on Big 12, locked on Baylor. Hola. Como te llamas? Today's show is brought to you by Mazda. Mazda is the car. It's the vehicle. It is class. It is patience. It is drive. It's moving the game forward for those who show there's more to the score than what's on the screen. Dog. My game changer, my bar raiser this week, AJ DeBonce. The extra work off the court, every detail dialed in, giving it the extra fire that I never quit. We put the same passion into every model. Highlights make the reel. What it took to get there makes it count. There's more to a Mazda, just like there's more to AJ DeBonce, and because there's more to you with Mazda. Today's show is also brought to you by, FanDuel. FanDuel is exactly where I go any and every given week in the National Basketball Association. Ever wanted to experience the NBA Finals live and in person? FanDuel's giving you that chance. Here's how it works. Use your profit boost on any NBA future, and you're entered for a shot to win an NBA Finals trip for two. That's right. Flights, tickets, the whole experience. Now, not only can you put your pick cash, but it could also send you to the finals. Visit FanDuel.com to get started. Use your profit boost on an NBA future. Get entered for a chance to win a trip to the NBA Finals. Play your game with FanDuel. The official sports betting partner of the NBA is FanDuel. I am mad at Darren Peterson. I saw a Facebook post. Some people in the comments were saying it was AI. Didn't look AI to me. He was napalming a small village in Puerto Vallarta, and I was upset. He hates puppies. Mm-hmm. He has, on record, destroyed multiple orphanages.
Yep. Rooted for Canada the other day.
And whoever you voted for president, he voted for the other one. All of that for legal purposes, facetious. Darren Peterson, similar to Frankie McDonald, has not been anywhere near Puerto Vallarta. Very clear. Ball knowers know. However, Dick Vitale would like to tell you, sometimes a divorce is good for everyone involved. Which, in a vacuum, great statement.
That's
great statement from Dick. Yep, yeah. Cam's seen it firsthand. I firmly believe divorce needs to happen now with Kansas hoops. The Darren Peterson soap opera needs to end. It has to be a nightmare for all involved. So sad, as Darren's talent is off the charts. There was the picture of Darren's team huddled together and him very far away from the huddle. They had canceled him out of the huddle. Now, could it have been while he was checking in during a timeout? Maybe. The picture had 10,000 likes, so no one wants context. Context doesn't matter here.
Think someone took that picture.
Yeah.
And knew exactly what happened and just posted it anyway. I do kind of love that. Yep. Journalism be damned. That boy could tweet.
And jokes aside, Bill Self's fed up with it. Yeah. It seems like the team is fed up with it. He's the guy who shoots a three, makes it, and tells the coach, I want to sit down now. Please take me out. If I'm an NBA scout, this is the biggest piece maybe of how this impacts Darren Peterson. If I'm an NBA scout, I don't want that. Now, Cam, you've watched a lot of pro sports, right?
Sometimes, yeah.
And scouts don't care. There's still some idiot scout for the Kings or whatever is going to draft you because, good at basketball. Happens every year. There's that guy who just is a chode. He just sucks. And you know what? you draft him. Why? Because he's the best player in the draft. But the more we see, actually see of Darren Peterson, he's a stud. He's great. He's a star.
Oh, dude.
But I'm not taking him top 3. This is I think Dick's right. This is hurting Kansas.
It's a big gamble, I would say, to take him in the top 3. Skill-wise, not at all. I love watching this kid when he plays. He's as smooth a freshman as we've seen in years. I mean, even smoother than Cooper Flagg, in my opinion, who is a terrific player. But just it looks like old school basketball from 10 years ago because he shoots 2s as well as 3s. I love watching him play, but you never know when he's going to play. And yeah. I did see somebody talking about it the other day, and now I can't remember who it was, of course, so I'll just take it as my own take. He's got to explain this in interviews with NBA teams. And I don't know that any answer is going to make a franchise that is picking in the top 5 say, that's what our franchise needs. That's what our franchise needs to build around. Either he just bagged his year of college basketball and checked it off because he had to do it and is really focusing on the pros. And you think, okay, when's he going to check out on us? Because we're not going to be good next year. So when's he going to check out on us if he's checking out at the University of Kansas? Or B, he is a gallant warrior and he has fought through all of these. And then we're going to double your game workload and quintuple your travel. And let's see if you don't get all these injuries and these illnesses. It's just a big gamble for these teams on what this guy's going to do at the next level. You know, I go back to a lesson that my dad, who was divorced, since remarried.
Sometimes it's necessary, by the way.
He'll tell you, especially him. He'll tell you. He had a great lesson for me once. There was an NFL quarterback who I will not name because it might upset my fan base, who allegedly went to another team and offered up some state secrets from his old team. And my dad said, if you do that in a job, never, ever, ever do that. Because then your new company thinks, when is he going to sell us out? You know, if Darren Peterson just goes into this interview with the Kings or the Wizards and says, yeah, I was ready to be here. I was ready to play for you guys. Kansas, I didn't need that. I just went because I had to go. But this is what I'm here for. Then your GM is thinking, okay, when's our expiration date? You know, what if we are 12-30? Then what? Are you checking out? Are you making up injuries? Are you telling Quinn Snyder that I want to get out of the game? You know, or whomever these lottery tanking teams coach is? It is a real mess. This is not just media fodder at this point. And I guess to Dick's point, Kansas is a better team with Darren Peterson out there, but to some degree, this has to be exhausting of not knowing night to night what availability you're going to get out of him.
Not to expose you, but
Expose
was
Dick, not me.
It was kind of messed up when Jarrett Stidham went to Auburn and exposed all of Baylor's secrets, just in case they played.
Shut up.
Not to remind all the Baylor fans how devastated they were when
DeQuan Finn took the playbook to Miami of Ohio.
Yeah, when Gus Malzahn knew exactly what
had a firearm inside the binder.
Who was oh no, who was the 2016 interim, 16 interim?
Jim Grobe.
Yeah. When Gus Malzahn had all of Jim Grobe's secrets. Must have been devastating. Or that early Matt Rule 1-11.
Walker White bringing Hugh Freeze's.
That team would have been 0-12 had Gus Malzahn not shared all those secrets with Les Miles. Or had Gus Malzahn shared those secrets with Les Miles.
Would have been 0-12?
I think overall...
Les Miles here. You're not saying that. You see it?
You're eating grass? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wearing your hat like that and eating grass?
Same color, kind of.
Hold on. Fernando Rodney here.
Wait. Don't tell me. Ken Griffey Jr. here.
Oh, good.
Yeah, could have been better.
Good.
Mike Piazza's 2006 Oakland A's baseball card here.
Hold on. 6th inning, the Hampton softball team's down 6-3 to Lehigh. Just a rally cap.
You really could have just done Ernest, man, with that one.
Yeah.
I'm Ernest going to camp here. Vern.
I didn't realize there's so many. I didn't realize I had a
lot of possibilities, man.
Yeah. I'm a mail carrier. I'm in the winter and I just need the flaps. There's a lot going on with that hat, actually. That's Darren Stewart, locked on Baylor. You have 2 hats here.
I got a helmet.
Yeah, all right.
But that could get off the rails if I started doing people.
Oh, wow. You should start naming football players. Oh, Major Bowden. I actually do have my John Spring.
Oklahoma assistant strength and conditioning coach, Rockland, Massachusetts native Dante Vasquez here.
On
It's
behalf
a real
of
story, by the way. How about that?
Vagisil. What? I said chode earlier. I just Googled it and
yeah.
I don't know. I didn't know that it was a phallus.
Yeah.
It says vulgar insult for a contemptible person, jerk or loser.
Yeah. My dad says sphincter a lot.
Yeah.
For just like that is like to him like a rotten person.
Which is in your throat. There's a sphincter.
There's 2 of them.
Throat. Yep. You have like 7 total in the body. Now what? It's Cameron Stewart.
You didn't know what a chode was. Try that on the radio. See if that works. I think you can get away with that.
I think so. The way I said it was fairly normal. I don't think anybody's going to check me on that, hopefully. If you made it this far in the show, you like the show. You don't want the show to end.
One true champ. The
ball is tipped. There you are. This has been and always will be. Locked On. Thanks for making it your first listen every single day.
Just 3
crossover
of those mixed in the music.
Baylor and Dose Grande.